happening tonight. Right now, as we speak, they're crowning Donald Trump the next king of the world. And you should have saw the Christians out there dancing. It was an amazing sight to see. I mean, the Christians out there doing this right here. I said, in front of all those oppressors are. Woo! I mean, your lust for money is something that really has no bounds. Lust. What I want to explain to you tonight, and it's going to be very difficult for most of you to understand. The reason that you were so ashamed to see that marching band gyrating and dancing in front of the same people that are going to sign laws to give a police officer more rights to kill you when you don't have a gun and when he pulls you over. Those same band members are going to die when the police pull them over and shoot them, and Donald Trump is going to make the cop that shoots them a national hero. The reason that made your stomach turn, the reason you felt embarrassed by that Christian preacher who did the speech at Donald Trump's inauguration, I mean, that speech might as well have been done by Sambo Samuels of date 1737. You were embarrassed by that preacher who said, I have a dream. I have a dream. I mean, shucking and jiving like the 1920s. That embarrassed you. But what I don't believe you understand, which Lord allow, I might be able to help some of you understand tonight, is the reason they did it is Martin Luther King. He is the reason that those band members shucked and jived in front of the same people that passed laws to kill young black men just like them and make it legal in America. He is the reason that preacher did a speech that sounded like a 1930s cartoon of black people. Martin Luther King is the reason that you are embarrassed today. He is the one that stole your self-respect. Our oppressor stole your identity. Martin Luther King stole your dignity. And as far as I could make a calculation, I can ask Commander General Yana. Martin Luther King is the reason that so many blacks and Hispanics hate the Israelite School of UPK. It's him. It's not white people. It's him. He's the reason that we are considered a hate group. Martin Luther King, not white people, because white people absolutely understand defending yourself. White Christians don't believe much of a difference than we believe. What's the difference between what we believe and white Christians believe? Except for the fact that they sit in the seat of power and they murder the Lord's children, and we are the slaves here who hate the people who murder us. I think white people understand doing that. The only people that don't understand it is people who have chosen Martin Luther King to be their God. Martin Luther King is the greatest enemy to the Israelite School of UPK. I don't know how you could think of it another way. I'll ask Commander General Yana. But he is the reason that we're considered a hate group, because they balance Martin Luther King with us. And whoever doesn't match up to Martin Luther King is of Satan. That's it. If you're black, you have to match up with Martin Luther King. If you're not black, you can be a hero and kill the people who oppress you. What do black people consider the Palestinians to be? The Palestinians are what? The oppressed people that we have to stand by and fight for, the Palestinians. Well, the Palestinians kidnapped 500 people and killed them. Killed like 10 of them and kept them in a hole, slaughtered them, and then kidnapped them. That doesn't matter. They've been oppressed. So the Palestinians are not evil for kidnapping those Jewish people, throwing them in holes and cutting off their heads and blowing them up. The Palestinians are really heroic. We should give money to Palestine. I have to put it on my fucking page. But black people, we're evil for feelings. Feelings makes us evil. Can I see anger? I'm sorry. Let me show you something. And then I'll answer all of your questions. I'm sure I have questions here tonight. Before I do that, un momento. Somos la escuela israelita práctico universal Comenzamos en 1 Oeste Calle 125, Harlem, Nueva York, desde 1969, debajo del mando General Yohanan Carnales. Esta es la verdad. Si tú eres hombre hispano o negros o indio nativo, tú eres Israel, el pueblo elegido de Dios. Tu madre y tu padre dicen que somos un culto y mantienen su iglesia sin culpa, pero su iglesia es culpable de todo lo que nos están pasando. All right, I'll take your questions now, please.
Please. Good, sir, to comment on what you were saying. I asked a brother in the world that because I was explaining to him how Martin Luther King was evil. And he was saying, well, y'all evil, y'all didn't put him to work. I just asked him a simple question. I said, do you
Can I hear you? I'm just checking.
No,
go ahead.
I asked him, I said, do you support Palestine? He said, yes. I said, so you support Martin Luther King? I said, now, Martin Luther King would want the Palestinians to hold hand, the Palestinians to hold hand in hand and march on that Yahoo.
And his answer?
He was like, well, that was a different time.
Of course. Well, we're in his time. So why do they hate us? Because we're not in the past. We're standing in front of you today. They hate us because we don't match up to Martin Luther King. Otherwise, why would they hate us? Listen, why would a Christian compare us to the Ku Klux Klan? Who has heard that their entire time in the truth? All of us. Commander General Yohanan heard it for 50 years. Who compares us to the Ku Klux Klan? What religion? What religion says we are just like the Ku Klux Klan? Officer in the back, nice and loud on microphone. The Christian church tells us that the Israelite school of UPK are the black Ku Klux Klan. What religion are the Ku Klux Klan in? The Christian church. A Christian who is in the same religion as the Klan tells us that we're the Klan. Nigga, you go to his church. You worship his God. You and he are brothers. You're brothers with the Ku Klux Klan. The Ku Klux Klan, I haven't seen them in class. I don't think they're Israelites. I've never heard the Ku Klux Klan say that Jesus was black and that the chosen people of God are blacks and Hispanics. As far as I know, you are in the religion of the Ku Klux Klan. So why do you think that I'm with them when you are literally in the same religion as them? Martin Luther King is the reason. Martin Luther King. Him. He is the greatest enemy to this school, the greatest enemy to One West. And he was just one leader in the 60s who was funded by white people and then got killed, and his death made him a martyr. His death and his money meant that he won. I'm going to prove that in here tonight. I'm going to prove what I say. It's impossible to refute. It's impossible to have an argument against it. As you know by now, I don't make arguments that are not absolutely flawless. There's no way to get around this. There's no way anyone can say you're wrong. I'm going to show you tonight. All right? Please, próximo preguntas. Preguntas. If there are questions, go ahead. Eduardo, gracias. Gracias. Mm-hmm.
This is from Barack Wanyoungin. Salakia, sir. I have a general breakdown of Matthew 23 and 9. What does it mean when it says, call no man father upon the earth? Well, for sure.
Let's first find out what it does not mean, because it also says, call no man, I think, master, right there, right? What does this mean? It is unlawful for you to call your father, father. If you have a father in your life, if you say, that man over there, that's my father, have you sinned? Just give me that answer first, all right? That's all I need. Just tell me, if you say, if I say, where's your father at? If you say, my father's over there, have you just sinned against God? Because the Bible says what again? It says, call no man father. So if you call the man that had sex with your mother, your father, would that be a sin? Would that be wrong? Just let the brother answer it and we'll wait right there, all right? Unless he has already. If he has not, then let's move on. Please. I'm sorry. We'll let the sister And also right above it or below it, it says, call no man Lord, which is Adawan in the Hebrew. And of course, you know, in the Israelite school of UPK, we call superiors Adawan. All right. Women call their husbands Adawan. It means Lord or master. All right. Of course not. Of course not. So now we know it's not literal. We've just figured that out. It's important sometimes with a precept to just know what it doesn't mean. That's all. Let's start there. What does this not mean? This does not mean I cannot call a man father. It does not mean that. And once you see it doesn't mean that, then now you can understand how it must mean something that is not written on the surface. Jesus Christ spoke about the spirit of the law and not the letter of the law. The letter of the law is exactly what you're reading. Call no man father upon the earth. The Sadducee and Pharisee were experts in the letter of the law. Call no man father on earth. If anyone is picking up sticks on the Sabbath, stone them. They were experts about what it said. They just didn't understand what it meant. Okay, you Christians are the same way. You know what it says when it says turn the other cheek. And when it says love thy neighbor, you just don't understand the spirit of the law. And if you don't understand the spirit of the law, you don't understand the law, because the spirit of the law is the whole thing. The letter of the law means virtually nothing compared to what the law actually is instructing you to do. Christians don't know the spirit of the law, so what does this mean? When it says call no man father, call no man Lord, it means to don't ever choose anyone above God. So you have some man and you say, well, this is my father. So my father wants me to celebrate Christmas. My father wants me to eat turkey on Thanksgiving. My father wants me to have sex with him because he's my father. And I have to let him have sex with me. This is my father. I have to smoke weed with him. This is my father. I have to go to his church. I have to. He's my father. You have but one father, and that's the Most High God that sits in heaven. Call no man Lord, for you have but one Lord. So this man is my Adawan. So for him, I will celebrate Christmas. For him, I will celebrate Thanksgiving. For him, I will allow him to molest my children because he's my Lord. I will change the doctrine that I believe in, that I know is right, because this man told me to do it. I will wear purple every day because this man told me to do it. Don't ever choose a person over the Lord's law, no matter who he is. That's what this precept is talking about. I pray you understand. Oro por tu entendimiento. ¿Lo entiendes? Gracias. All right. Anything else?
No, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Shalom, General. Can I get a breakdown of Lamentations 4 and 6?
No problem. Also, I need just if I could for class, to mark down at the beginning of this class for when I do the Martin Luther King breakdown, and just put them together. All right, so I can put it online. I see TikTok made y'all dry out for a few hours a couple of days ago. Y'all needed to dry out. It was good for you. Clap it up. You got through it. You dried up. You had to dry out. Sometimes an addict needs a break, Stop drinking for 12 hours. Hell, give up smoking weed for 12 hours. You had to dry out from TikTok for 12 hours. Why? I don't know. I don't understand it. I'm not going to try to understand it. I'm just going to move on. All right, go ahead. For what?
Lamentations chapter 4, verse 6. For the punishment of the iniquity of the daughter of my people is greater than the punishment of the sin of Sodom.
Forget about it. If I could explain. What has done to the daughter of God's people is worse than what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah. That's what it's saying, meaning Sodom and Gomorrah was utterly destroyed from a meteorite shower. The Bible calls those fire and brimstone. But the daughter of my people, look at her now. She has no husband, no protection, no femininity, and no hair. She just has nothing at all. All she has is poverty and oppression and hatred for the only person that can save her life from her enemy. It's a terrible, terrible state. Women who realize that come into the truth and they get protection, a man, a husband, a family, and hair. You get it all. I pray you understand. All right, anything else?
That was overthrown as in a moment, and no hand stayed on her.
That's what I just broke down. All right, go ahead. Anything else?
Go, sir. This is from Kazab on Yahawada. Salakia about me, sir. What's the significance of the hand under the thigh when making an oath in Genesis 24:2 and Genesis 47:29?
This is coming back to me slowly. Read it for me a second.
Genesis chapter 24, verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
And Abraham said unto his eldest servant of his house that ruled over all that he had,
Mm-hmm.
Put, I pray thee, thy hand under my thigh, and I will make thee swear by the Lord, the God of heaven, the God of the earth,
Mm-hmm.
that thou shalt not take a wife unto my son of the daughters of the Canaanites among whom I dwell.
Moses told his eldest servant to put his hand under his thigh. Put the school seal up here for me, please. Moses told his, unless I'm jamming you up, we're getting the videos. Okay, if it makes it slower, then solid. Moses was old. So when he says, put your hand under my thigh, he's picking him up because he's old. So imagine he's saying, like, come here, put your hand under my thigh, and then you're going to make an oath that you won't ever choose these heathens to wife. He's putting his hand under his thigh because he's picking up this old man. Before they had those scooters that everybody can get now who has insurance, and wheelchairs and walkers. Back then, all you had was a young man. A young man that would come carry you from here to where you relieved yourself. A daughter that would pick you up and carry you to the bed. That's what he had, and that's why Moses is saying, put your hand under my thigh. Gracias. No, thank you. No gracias. All right? All right. Done. All right, anything else?
Sir. This is from...
If you want, just to make it simple, let me help you out, warrior. Anybody want some food, go grab it, all right? Done, all right, then that makes it easier, okay. Go ahead.
This is from Principles de Goose.
All right.
Shalom, General. Elder told me that in Revelation 17:4, the King of Kings, Lord of Lords is the Most High and not Christ. That
elder is an old fool. You should not listen to him. He's an old fool. There's a lot of those. Tons of them. Tons of them are your grandmamas and your grandpappies who think that Martin Luther King is a savior. Who think that they think Martin Luther King is what we should all pattern ourselves after. Those are a bunch of old fools. The Lord of Lords and the King of Kings is talking about Jesus Christ. They wrote it on a plaque above his head. They wrote it above his head, King of the Jews. He's the Lord of Lords and he's the King of Kings. Upon his head shall wave many crowns. Read the precept real fast.
Revelation chapter 17, verse 4.
Is this where you want to start or somewhere else?
Go to the precept. You got a question on the Psalm 24:10.
What are we talking about now?
He was saying that, Pagans like told him that Revelation 17:4.
Okay, and you gave Psalms, you saying is the precept.
No.
Okay.
Slaps,
That's right. Am I wrong? Go ahead, break it down.
Brother said, Shalom, General. The elder told me that Revelation 17:4, the King of Kings, Lord of Lords is the Most High and not Christ. Because the Most High is called a king in Psalm 24:10. Can you explain those precepts?
Okay, then it seems like you already understand Revelations. That's talking about Christ. Let me go to Psalms, and that might help you out. All right, go ahead.
Psalms chapter 24, verse 10. Who is this King of glory? The Lord of hosts. He is the King of glory. So
you got to give me context with this, please. Where do you want to go to give the context? Do you have to go up?
Verse 6. This is the generation of them that seek him, that seek thy face, O Jacob. Selah. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, and be ye lift up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. Who is this King of glory? The Lord strong and mighty, the Lord mighty in battle. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, even lift him up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in.
Okay, so because the Most High is called the King of Glory, he's the King in Revelations. There are many kings in the Bible, older brothers and sisters. The most Daniel 7:9 says, behold, until the thrones were cast down, and behold, the Ancient of Days did sit. The Most High sits on a throne made of fire, screaming his name. The Most High God is the King of heaven. That's him. But he is not the king on earth. The precept you also could use is the celestial and terrestrial. I would go there. You die unless you wanted to go somewhere else. Perfect. That's the one I just referred to farther down. I would also go to celestial and terrestrial. The Most High God is the King of heaven. He's the king of the fourth dimension. He's the king of heaven and earth. That's the Most High God. Christ is the Lord of lords and the King of kings on earth. He's our king, and he is going to be crowned one day. One day we're all going to stand upon Mount Zion and receive crowns upon our heads if we work hard enough for it. And those crowns we'll receive from the hand of Jesus Christ, a black man from the tribe of Judah. And that will be his coronation, which is where the inauguration comes from. That will be the coronation of Jesus Christ. And for a lot of you, your coronation day, the day you receive your badge of honor and your badge of service that day, the emblem that proves your authority. That's what a coronation is. That's what an inauguration is. All right, read the precept.
1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 40. There are also celestial bodies.
I'm sorry, you had another one you wanted to read first.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, well, I'll read both of them. Since you're here, read this and read his, all right? Read again.
Oh, God. There are also celestial bodies and bodies terrestrial.
This is Paul trying to explain to dumb fools like that elder you talked to the difference between bodies celestial, which means bodies in the stars, and bodies terrestrial, which means bodies on earth. Because at that time, they believed that when you died, you could become an angel. And Paul is trying to say there's a difference between the sun and the moon. There's also a difference between bodies celestial, meaning bodies that dwell in the fourth dimension, and bodies that dwell on earth. God is the king of heaven and earth. He's the king of heaven because he's the superpower of the fourth dimension. He's the king of earth because he inspires men to serve him. And those men are given power by him to rule the world. That's the reason Jesus Christ is king. And one day, Lord allow, that will be the reason that you are king, terrestrial, king on earth. There are bodies celestial and bodies terrestrial. Go ahead.
But the glory of the celestial is one.
The glory of the celestial is one glory. If you're the most high God, my Lord, you have armies of angels. How many? Eternal, as many as you feel like. You have a throne that is screaming your glory day and night. The Most High's throne talks. David's throne doesn't talk, but the Most High's throne talks. The Most High has 4 beasts with eyes all over their body, covered with hair. And they sleep not day and night, but praise the Most High. David didn't have that. David had golden lions, which men can make. David had a beautiful courtroom, which men can make. But men don't have 4 animals with eyes all over their body. The Most High God has angels who can become as small as the head of a pin or gigantic like a giant building. And when they pull their sword out, people die from a plague. And when they put their sword in, people are healed. David has armies of men that kill you with weapons. That's a different thing, sweet babies. That's different. There's a different king that's the king that the Most High is, as opposed to the king that Christ is. Continue.
And the glory of the terrestrial is another.
The glory of the bodies on earth is a different glory, a different king, a different power. I gotta go. That's all I can do for you, all right? Believe whatever the hell you want. Why do I got to do this all the goddamn time? I know why. Martin Luther King. I still have to teach against Christianity. Still? You've got to be kidding me. Are you telling me there's someone out there that still believes in Christianity. You gotta tell me if black people are still going to church. Black people don't even go to church anymore. That hustle is over. It's 2025. The hustle of the Christian church is through. Kids do not go to church anymore. Why do you think music is terrible? Music is terrible because the school of singing that everyone used to have, the school of piano playing, the school of the drums, the school of manipulating women through instruments is over. Nobody goes there anymore. Now you talk. You have to talk. And use a computer to hustle somebody out of music money. Church is over. I'm still teaching this. I'm still teaching that Jesus Christ is not God. Still. You're going to believe a Christian. You know Donald Trump won the White House. You know that the Democrats they fought for transgenderism. How many transgenders, Yediah, go to college? Now, for 4 years, I've had to hear about transgenders from Christian Democrats. You know, the political arm of Black Christianity is the Democratic Party. Were you aware of that? Right? I guarantee that this elder who believes that God is the King of Revelations, I guarantee they're a Democrat. They're going to be a Democrat because they're Black. They're going to be a Democrat. The Democratic Party for 4 years was fighting for transgenders. I had to hear about it every day. Commanding General Yohana is a Caribbean man, and he could not stand it because Commanding General Yohana cannot stand sexual deviance. He's a Caribbean. If you understand what I mean, go meet one, and you'll know what I'm talking about. He ain't West Indian. That's too modern. He's not West Indian. He's Caribbean. Do you understand? That's from the 50s. A Caribbean, which means he cannot stand bhakti boys. He cannot stand child molesters, people like that. They don't stay around in the Caribbean. Everybody understands. Commander General Yohana had to hear about your transgenders for 4 years. Every day. How many transgender athletes, how many transgender bathrooms are there? What do you have right now? Put it up on the screen or just read them. Because I've been hearing this for 4 years from these Black Democrat Christians. Transgender, we have to give them rights. We have to establish their rights. We have to make sure they get rights. Go ahead, Yediah.
Sir. Says, the NCAA president says there are less than 10 transgender athletes in college sports.
You telling me you Black know-it-all Christians, you know who God is in the Bible and Jesus is. You know about equality and racism in the Bible, but you didn't know that fighting for laws for 8 people was going to make you lose an election? I had to turn the damn TV on every day and my phone and hear about how we have to fight for transgender rights. It's less than 10 of them in college. Less than 10. You know what less than 10 is, right? 9. Now, they didn't say 9, which I know that means 3. You understand? Because if it was 9, they would say 9. Why not give the number? You damn sure know the number because it is less than 10, right? So it's not like you can't count them. You can count them. Why would you say less than 10? Because they don't want to tell you it's 1. You understand me? They don't want to say none because none, 0 is less than 10. 0 is less than 10 for 4 years. If I didn't know better, I would think maybe the Democrats threw that election. I would think maybe they wanted Trump to win, or else I don't know why I had to hear about these transgenders for 4 years when there's less than 10 of them in college. How many transgender bathrooms are out there? Raise your hand if you have ever seen a transgender bathroom. Where are they at?
I worked in a school and we had our transgender bathroom, elementary school. It was in the basement at the back of the building.
How many transgenders did you have in there?
I don't remember any of them.
Where did you see it, Captain Ariel? How many transgenders have been in it?
All my life in school, I probably met 2.
All your life, you've met 2. They have a whole bathroom in your school. How about you, Warrior, in the back office?
I seen them in New York. They got a lot of them in New York.
All right, how many people walking in there in and out?
I honestly, sir, when I seen it, I was confused, so I ain't go to that.
You knew that's where you were not going. That's good enough. Please, Yedai, what do you have?
Sir. It's like I'm Mississippi.
Mhm. I believe I did. Right above that one, I'll tell you. There's no number of how many transgender bathrooms there are. They don't even know. You don't even know. This was the biggest thing in the world for 4 years. Transgender bathrooms. You're not out there counting the bathrooms. You're not out there making sure you know where these bathrooms are. How the transgenders gonna you pee if they don't know where the bathrooms are? You know what they'll do? They'll go where they've been going since the beginning of time. The women's bathroom. That's where they've been going. The women's bathroom is the nice bathroom, everybody. That's the forgiving bathroom. Let me tell you, homosexuals out there, listen carefully. If you have to urinate and you are wearing a dress and you're a man, go into the women's bathroom. They're not going to beat you half to death. So you go in the women's bathroom. The women will accept you because women are very accepting. It's their nature. They're nurturers. If you're a woman and you dress like a man because you're masculine, where should she go? The women's bathroom, which is where they've been going. Come on. Lesbians is acceptable.
Yeah, no.
Oh shit! Well, we should be on TikTok. So let's get on TikTok. Women who believe that they are men go to the women's bathroom. That's where you've been going for 1,000 years. Why? Because if you walk into that men's bathroom with a suit and a tie on, then absolutely men are going to treat you like a woman in there. The woman's bathroom is the accepting bathroom where weirdos can go in there. Weirdos cannot go into a men's bathroom. If you're a homosexual, if you're a man who believes you're gay, but you're not dressed up like a woman, go into the men's bathroom. Like every other homosexual who's hiding the fact that he's gay. That's where they've been going. You're not in a dress, so no one will even know that you're a deviant. This problem solved. No need for laws, no need for the sign a bill, and no need for the Black Christian Democrats to make it the biggest thing in life to decide where so few people go. How many transgenders are there in America? Who can look that up in their phone real fast? How many? Come on. Okay, no problem. I'm probably good. All my gears are there. I'll do it next. No problem. How many transgenders are in America? Someone tell me. Look it up in your phone. You got Google, don't you? All right. Now, why am I bringing this up? Why are we still listening to these Black Christians who just lost the easiest election to win on the planet Earth? A full-out racist and rapist won. The man raped the woman and won because Black Democrats, who are experts in the Bible, Udiah, experts about Revelations 13, experts about John 3:16. But you didn't know you were going to lose an election to a rapist if you made the entire point of your election fighting for bathrooms for how many people, Captain Ariel? Oh, how many transgenders exist in America? Who has a microphone? Because I think these Democrats might themselves on purpose. I think they wanted to lose up. How many transgenders are in America?
Over 1.6 million people in the United States identify as transgender, which is about 0.6 of the population.
0.6 of the population every day, Aria. Every day. What are we going to do about 0.6 of the population? How are we going to help 0.6 of the population? Do 0.6 of the population have a specific bathroom? My God, man. A specific bathroom? I don't see specific bathrooms for handicapped people. I've never seen a damn Johnny on this, what's that thing called? A porta potty for the handicapped. I've never seen that. Where is the handicapped porta potty? The handicapped bathroom in every place? People who can walk go in there. Did you know that? That's the only one I would even go in. That handicapped stall. I wouldn't even go in another stall. I only go in the handicapped bathroom. That's the only one I would use. So the handicapped bathroom in every bathroom people who are capable use it. But 0.6 of the population, you have to make it your political duty to get them a bathroom. Are you still listening to Black Christian Democrats? Are you still doing it? Listen, do whatever they tell you to do. Do whatever they say is true in the Bible is true. Do that. Me, myself, however, I'm tired of being a sucker for some old singing pastor who claims to know everything about God, but understands nothing about the real world. I'm actually through with paying attention to him. I've been through with it for quite a long time. Anything else? Next topic. Then Ultravis, please.
Sir. This is from Zechariah Bungad. Shalom, General. With your grace, sir, can I get a breakdown of Nahum 3 and 15?
Of course, no problem at all. Please.
This is the book of Nahum, chapter 3 and verse 15. There shall the fire devour thee. The sword shall cut thee off. It shall eat thee up like the cankerworm.
Okay, just tell me, give me the context of who we're talking about, all right? Sounds like Israel, but just confirm, okay? No go? You need me to give you a hand? Let me see. No problem. Where are we at?
Nahum chapter 3 verse 15, sir.
Nahum. One second. Stand by. I'm sorry.
I think this is what the Lord said. It's like 30 years after Jonah, when the Lord said Nahum
Okay.
destroyed them.
I got you.
I believe that's what it is.
Okay, let me hear the verse again where the question is.
This is the book of Nahum, chapter 3 verse 15. There shall the fire devour thee. The sword shall cut thee off. It shall eat thee up like the cankerworm. Make thyself many as the cankerworm. Make thyself many as the locust.
Keep going.
Verse 16. Thou hast multiplied thy merchant above the stars of heaven. The cankerworm spoileth.
I still need some context. I can't call this. Hold on. It does not jog on my memory unless you can tell me where to get the context. Hold on. You said Nahum.
Come.
1 second. I have another question. Go ahead. Nahum what? The chapter? Chapter 3 and 10. Mm-hmm. And where was the question at? What verse?
Verse 15.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is speaking about Israel. That was our question. You go up to verse 10 and it'll tell you who the Most High is speaking about. This is a prophecy about the curse that the Israelites are going to receive. Now I'll break it down for her. Go ahead.
This is the book of Nahum 3 verse 10. Yet was she carried away. She went into captivity.
That's Israel. Israel was carried away and she went into captivity. That's all you need. Now skip down to the sister's verse. I'm sorry, the brother's verse.
Verse 15. There shall the fire devour thee. The sword shall cut thee off. It shall eat thee up like the cankerworm.
There shall the sword devour you. That has happened here in all of our captivities. We've been subject to murderers. We've been subject to murderers in Venezuela, in Mexico, in Guatemala, in Haiti, where's the brother at that speaks French down there? Dominica, Martinique. In Martinique, we've been subject to the sword. That's part of our life. Imagine being a young person not in a war and you're going to die. Your number one reason to die is going to be gun violence. I mean, that's a terrible thing that all of us have gotten accustomed to. You shouldn't get accustomed to it. It's a curse from God. It's a thing he does to you to get you to change your ways. Keep going.
It shall eat thee up like the cankerworm.
And this sword or this death or this violence is going to eat you up like the cankerworm. This is the perfect precept for gun violence, for the violence that we suffer in every city on the planet Earth. And this violence or the sword will eat you up like a cankerworm. A cankerworm is like a maggot. Like a canker sore is like an old sore that's decaying, and the maggots eat away at the dead flesh. So it's similar to like a maggot, all right, that you would use that term today for it. Meaning you're going to be eaten by this violence the way that maggots eat dead flesh. Keep going.
Make thyself many as the cankerworm.
So make yourself many. Like there are many maggots. Imagine how many flies there are, right? Well, the flies are going to eat your dead flesh. So you grow and multiply like flies. Keep doing it. Keep doing it because the maggots are going to eat you. So keep making babies. Why? It's logic. You have to keep multiplying because so many of you are going to die. So you have to multiply like the maggots that eat your flesh because you are going to die. The average lifespan of a fly is a day. It's 1 day. Oh, a fly is going to make babies, all day, that day. Because at the end of that day, the fly is dying. And those babies are going to die tomorrow. So the Most High is saying, multiply like maggots, because the maggots are going to eat you. Everyone understand? Keep going.
Make thyself many as the locust.
The locust, my goodness, the lifespan of a grasshopper, probably a little more than a day, right? A couple of days. What does a grasshopper do all day? Eat and make babies. That's it. Make little grasshoppers. A locust is a flying grasshopper, so you could understand. So since the locust, you're going to be eaten by the locust, multiply like a locust because you're going to die so much. You better start making the next generation now, and then they'll be dead. Continue.
Verse 16. Thou hast multiplied thy merchants above the stars of heaven.
Oh, what have you done?
Thou hast multiplied thy merchants above the stars of heaven.
Multiply. You have to multiply because you're going to die, right? Guess what you've done? You've multiplied your merchants. I don't know who else this could be talking about. What's the greatest thing in the world to blacks and Hispanics? Going out and getting money, becoming a entrepreneur. No. I have my own business. I'm my own boss. I know that's the biggest thing in the world. You better hurry up and do it because you'll be dead in a few weeks. So man, get that LLC, y'all. Get it because you're about to die. So get it fast. Please, you're dying.
Can't forget about the studio.
Well, we need studio time. Hurry up. Get studio time because you'll be dead in a year. So make all your classics right now because you'll be dead in a year. You multiply your merchants. That's you, all you care about. That's all that's important to you. An LLC, the PPP loan. Speaking of Donald Trump, you know what was going on the last time he was president? The last time he was president, that's when you got suckered into that PPP loan. Right? Now he's president again and going to come get everyone that got a PPP loan. So it all works out, really. You multiple Jay-Z. Jay-Z is the greatest. Why? He's the greatest because he's the greatest businessman. Man. That's what he is. He's so great. He's so wonderful. You know who's a good merchant? That black preacher that shucked and jived today at Donald Trump's inauguration. You know why he did it? Who can blow my mind? Why did Snoop Dogg perform? Snoop Dogg said 4 years ago, whoever performs at Donald Trump's inauguration is a sellout sucker coon. I forgot to give you that video. You can get that if you don't mind, unless you've already seen it. Have you already seen what Snoop Dogg said 4 years ago? He said, who is going to perform for Donald Trump's inauguration? Step up so I can see who's a sellout coon. Rick Ross, the greatest gangster that ever lives. He's very gangster. These rappers don't seem so gangster like they talk about. I see a lot of you gangster rappers make excellent smash burgers. Why is that? Your smash burgers are excellent, you gangster rappers. Beanie Siegel, I think, sells macaroni and cheese right down there on Erie Avenue. Y'all, you don't seem real gangster. Seem like you make excellent smash burgers and candy yams. Seem like, what's that one in Florida? Trick Daddy? Is that him? His candy yams are amazing. Have you had Bum B's Smash Burger? I've had it. Raise your hand if you've been down to the Smash Burger. Oh, Smash Burger down there in Houston, Texas. This gangster makes the most wonderful caramelized onions. I'm not so sure if you're a gangster like you say you are. Rick Ross, he's a wonderful gangster as he performed for white supremacists yesterday. White supremacists. He went and performed for them. You know what they they are too, Ariel? I thought these rappers are so rich. I ain't so sure about that. I'm not. It seems like they'll never turn down a job ever. I don't think they're as rich as they are. Well, the reason that Rick Ross performed for white supremacists and Snoop Dogg performed for the exact people that he said were white supremacists 4 years ago is because they are merchants. It's for money. And you come from a race of people who are taught to do anything for money. You multiplied your merchants. Read that again.
God. Thou hast multiplied thy merchants above the stars of heaven.
Oh, above the stars. Colin Kaepernick took a knee to stop cops from killing black people. Jay-Z said, stop taking a knee. You listen to Jay-Z because he's the rich one. He's the merchant, right? He's the one you should obey. Donald Trump is evil until he pays you to sing at his inauguration. Why did that marching band? How much money did the marching band get to perform that Donald Trump's inauguration today? Look it up. Get the microphone, whoever has it. You have multiplied your merchants above the stars of heaven. My God. I've always wondered, how could a people so poor be so experts on how to make money? You're experts in that, though, aren't you? You know how to do that. You're poor as hell. You're like the Christians that tell us about the Bible. That's you. You're experts on John 3:16, the book of Galatians, the book of Colossians, but your community and your church are the biggest losers in history. There is no group that is a bigger loser than Black Christians and Hispanic Christians. But the minute you come in front of us, we understand Romans and we understand Galatians and we understand the book of the New Testament, and the Old Testament is done away with. How the hell do you know? If you know so goddamn much, why is affirmative action gone? Why is all your marching done nothing? Why is Donald Trump back in the White House? And why are there almost no transgenders, but you fought for transgenders for 4 years? Maybe you don't know everything, Yediah. My apologies. What I meant to say, TikTok, the new overlord, is the people who have alternative lifestyles. Black people have fought for bathrooms for 0.6 of the population, and they lost the election because Black preachers told them that was the most important thing that they could be doing with the time. What's the question I asked? Microphone if you need it.
I don't have a number for how much they got paid, but I know months.
I remember the number. I know it off the top of my head, unless you couldn't find it. Go ahead.
I couldn't find a number. I know. Okay, but they were coming leading up to the months ago when they got announced to perform. They had GoFundMe to get the money to get to Washington D.C. too.
It was $350,000. They got $350,000 to do this in front of white supremacists. Give it up. Give it up. Good. Thank you. Chug it. Pound. pound it out, grind, in front of the Ku Klux Klan and white supremacists. And I watched this so carefully, looking at their faces, and the faces of white people looking at them like, what is this nigga? And they go in front of them. Lord, you love getting money, don't you? You don't have any integrity because your merchants are like the stars of the sky. That's how many you got. Your marching bands get money. Your drug dealers get money. Your smash burgers and your rapping and your LLCs do nothing but get money. That's all you know how to do. Still poor as hell. Keep going.
Oh, God.
Play, give me the marching band up here. Well, just for entertainment's sake, you die. Go ahead.
Go.
The cankerworm spoileth and flieth away.
The cankerworm spoileth. What does the word spoil mean? It comes and eats all of your food, eats your flesh, and then becomes a fly and flies away. It was a maggot. It gets in your wound. It gets in your sore, eats up all of your dead flesh, and then becomes a fly and flies away. That's you. That's you. This is a curse from God. All right. Anything else?
Con,
Go ahead.
got a heckler on TikTok, sir.
Finally.
His name is Todd Rose.
Todd Rose, give him a hand. Lord, I never get a good heckler.
You gotta be careful what you say. I mean, God's people are the church.
Oh, God's people are the church. Hallelujah. What's his name again?
Todd Rose.
Todd Rose. I'm going to go into the Christian church in 1 second. Todd Rose, if you could just answer me one question. What religion is the Ku Klux Klan? If you could just answer that question, then I'll answer yours if you have any. But you just tell me what religion is the Ku Klux Klan. Todd Rose. All right, let's move on until Todd Rose answers the question. All right. Let's go.
Sir. Putting up the video, sir. The marching band for Trump now, sir.
Also, you died. We here last week in Commander General Yohana show. Give me the racist image that made a black website because it was so racist. You recall that one? It was at the Capitol building. A white man came down to the Capitol and put this racist symbol in front of the Capitol, and a black Christian website was terrified of it. Also, give me the racist, hold up, but this might be more appropriate. It's the same thing. Give me the racist symbol that is on a tattoo of Pete Hegseth, but give me the black people calling it racist. Give me the website, the article where they say, look at the racist tattoo that Pete Hegseth has. That's what I need with the picture for Todd Rose. Todd Rose said that the church are the chosen people of God. I understand. Well, that would mean that the Ku Klux Klan are the chosen people of God because the Ku Klux Klan are Christians. They're Christian people. They go to church and they accept Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior. Does the Ku Klux Klan accept Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior? Absolutely, they do. Hallelujah. They do. They go to church every Sunday. Do they believe in Jesus? Yes, they do. Is their Jesus white? Sure it is. But so is yours. So now I'll just have to ask Pete Rose, what religion are the Ku Klux Klan? He'll say Christian. And then that would mean that the Ku Klux Klan are the people of God. Okay? You can get the video of Pete Hegseth, the video picture and the words, but we can move on and answer questions while we're waiting. Make sure I get enough time to get in my topic. If I run out, no problem. Okay, now let's go into Martin Luther King. Give him a hand, Martin Luther King. This is his birthday today. They're celebrating Martin Luther King's birthday today. I think Pete Hegseth's picture might be a perfect segue into Martin Luther King if you have it. All right. Pete Hegseth is Donald Trump's nominee to be the Secretary of Defense. I mean, man, it must be something to be white. Being white must be just an amazing. I look at it sometimes. You ever see a white man getting a cold plunge? Raise your hand if you've seen a cold plunge before. White people think they invented being cold. Damn, brother, what? It must be amazing. The white man thinks he invented being cold. He gets in that cold plunge like, have you heard about being cold? Yo, man, yeah, every day, for once a day, I'm cold. White people think they've invented being cold. And guess what? The whole world goes, shit, have you heard about this cold thing? People out here being cold. I better make sure I'm cold once a day so I can be a real man. God, the Eskimo sitting there like, you dirty bastards. I'm sitting there, Eskimo, living in an ice house. Eskimo's house made of ice. You know what was really manly white cold plungers? Be cold when you want to be warm. Oh, that's manly. Who's been through that? Not many of you. All right, don't raise your hand. He be warm every goddamn day. He don't know nothing about a kerosene heater. He don't know what that is, brothers and sisters. Give his mother a hand for that. Captain Ariad, you say kerosene what? He don't know what the hell that is. I know what a kerosene heater is. You might know something about it? Oh my God. Listen, I go over General Mayak house. I go to General Mayak house down the bottom. People from Philly know what I'm talking about. I go in here, introduce me to his family, his brother, his mom, his cousins. I met them all because they was all crowded around a kerosene heater. I said there too, shit, how y'all doing? Good to see all of y'all. That's a roast, don't worry about that. I'll kill that myself. Listen, is everything all right? Good. Hi, man. Yeah, you know what's really manly, cold plungers? Be cold when you don't want to be cold. When you wish you were warm, right? And you still have to be cold. It's not manly to just go out there and get cold. Eskimos have been doing that for quite a long time. So what is my point? Just being white is amazing. I need the picture with the tattoo, however. The picture with him with his shirt off with the tattoo so I can go into Martin Luther King. All right, so I can get this topic going, all right?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
You just pick Hexef racist tattoo. You'll see it in 1 second. Let me go into Martin Luther King today. This is what I would like you to understand if you're able to, especially, what's the brother's name out there? Todd Rose. Todd Rose, listen carefully. You have the story about this? Yeah, read the story first. Now remember, we didn't write the story, but read the story. Go ahead.
Colonel Khan. It says racist extremist tattoo, how Pete Hexas responded.
Stop. Racist extremist tattoo. This is a tattoo of what? Let me give him a shot online. We did not call this racist or extremist. I'm just reading what some good American said about it. Some good Christian. Yeah. This is it made of iron? I can't see that. It's on human flesh. This is a picture of what? It's the picture of a cross. Even Christians know that the Christian cross is racist. Even Christians know it. Give me the other one General Yohana pulled last week where there was a wooden cross out in front of the Capitol. And the title was Racist Symbol out in front of the Capitol. And I said, racist symbol? What are you talking? Isn't that a cross? Even Black people know that the cross is the symbol of racism. Everyone knows it. So why do we feel evil if we're not Christian? When even you know that the cross is a racist symbol. Is this racist? Absolutely. What is it a picture of? A cross. That's what it is. Because the cross is a racist symbol. They would burn one in your front lawn in Mississippi. They would put one on in your lawn, in front of your house. And when you came outside, did you feel like Jesus loved you? Huh? Did you feel like the love of God? Did you feel like the Ku Klux Klan were blessing your house with the cross? You knew that it was a racist symbol of hatred because the Christian church is a hateful, racist religion. Why are you still in it? Because of Martin Luther King. He is the greatest enemy in modern day time that has ever existed. And when I say him, I mean his misguided doctrine and then the lie that was built around Martin Luther King after he died. Let me get into it now. Martin Luther King, I'm going to give you a brief history of, I'm sorry, read me the words that are put under this picture by the site that put it up on the internet. Go ahead.
Colonel Khan, sir. White Christian nationalists are poised to remake America in their image.
In what?
In their image.
Now, this is what the Black website wrote. Who they are Christian. And they said white Christian nationalists are poised to remake America in the image of white Christian nationalists. What's the symbol? It's a cross. Why is that so racist? Because you Christians know that the Christian church is racist. Otherwise, you would not be so scared of a cross. You know it's racist. So then why do you call us racist? We don't wear crosses. I don't have a cross tattoo on my body. I don't wear a cross around my neck. You wear the symbol of racism around your neck, Christians. You have a cross in your church, Black Christian churches, Black Pentecostal, Black Southern Baptists. You have a cross in your church. And a cross is a symbol of racism. Who told me that? Black Christians told me. They told me that this is a symbol of white Christian nationalists. Looks like a Christian man loving the cross of Jesus. Why so scary? Because you know it's racist. Then why do you hate the UPK? And why do you love the Christian church? It's Martin Luther King. I'm going to give you a brief history of Martin Luther King as fast as I can. Martin Luther King was a Black Christian whose father was the leader of a giant Baptist church in Atlanta, Georgia. Martin Luther King was an excellent speaker. He was well educated. He went to a white Ivy League school to get his doctorate. After he came back from that white Ivy League school, he went right back to a Black school, and he began to work with Black people and work with the Communist Party, who was very popular at that time, to try to get Black people money that he believed they should get because white poor people received money to lift themselves up from poverty. Do you have any of the videos of him saying this? Okay, this is one where Martin Luther King, this is before the March on Washington. If you have that one, you die. If not, I'll just describe it. Before the March on Washington, Martin Luther King went to Washington, D.C., to Philadelphia, to New York, to Mississippi, to Alabama, to Atlanta, to get people to come to the March on Washington. And the reason that he said they should come is because white people receive land grants, white people receive the GI Bill, white people received money from America. If you came from Europe, you were given land in the West, given land in Oklahoma, given land out there in California and in Portland, Oregon, given land. If you were Irish and Scottish, and you were given land, which is why we have Germantown right here in Philadelphia, because the Germans were just given land to settle in, given the Dutch, given land in New York, which is why New York has names like Yonkers and Bronx, because those are Dutch names. And Harlem is a Dutch name. Everything, because the Dutch were just, if you came from the Netherlands, come live in New York for free. Here's your land. Martin Luther King saw the poverty of Black people in the South and said, you should give us land. Give us money. The GI Bill. The GI Bill was money for soldiers who went to World War II, and they were given money when they came home from World War II. Black soldiers were not allowed to get that money. They were barred from getting that money. Redlining. Redlining is when, because in these certain areas, if you were of a certain income and you were white, you received a mortgage. There was an adjusted mortgage so you could afford it. Black people were barred from getting those mortgages. You were not allowed to get them. Martin Luther King said, this is wrong. White people have received it. That's how white people crawled up from poverty, not because they had ingenuity, not because they picked themselves up by their own bootstraps, not because they worked hard, but the government gave them money. And he said, march with me in Washington, D.C. and get your check. That's a quote from Martin Luther King. That's what he said. Black people said, hell yeah. They came to Washington, D.C. because they needed money. In Mississippi, down in the Delta, Black babies have distended stomachs from starvation. A distended stomach is something when you starve so much and you're so skinny. You've seen this in African babies where their stomach bloats from the gases that build up in your stomach from starving. They had that in the Mississippi Delta in America. Robert F. Kennedy saw it, and he spoke about it. You can look that up on your phone as well. He knew we needed money, and he knew we should get it just the same way white people got it. The government gave it to him. So he marched for this. He marched. At the end of it, they took his speech. It was so beautiful. Oh, he was such an orator. They took his speech, and instead of them giving Black people jobs, instead of them giving Black people money, they gave him money. They gave it to him. And now you can see a picture of him getting a check from, what's that cat the mafia killed, that auto workers union? Jimmy Hoffa is handing Martin Luther King a giant check. They didn't give Black people those jobs. They didn't give Black people the benefits that they gave white people, but they gave his group, his organization money. And now he got a ton of money. He's getting rich. He's getting paid. He's getting it, but he's doing nothing for Black people. At the same time, you had, I got to move on from this. Whatever you're looking for, forget it. Just give me those pictures. Though. Give me the cat in New York, Clarence Adam Clayton Powell. Give me that. Start doing that. Adam Clayton Powell, the first one. At that time, what's happening? He's getting money from the Teamsters Union, the Auto Workers Union. He's getting money from them. They're paying him to support them, to not protest the Auto Workers Union, to not protest the Teamsters, to not protest Ford or Chrysler, to not protest. He's getting money from them. At the same time, the Black Power movement is raising up in America. Black Power, people are growing afros, wearing leather, and they're standing up, and they're refusing to allow some German shepherd to bite their daughter. What is Martin Luther King doing? Speaking against the Black Power movement. Telling everyone it's evil to be in the Black movement. The Black Power movement is violent. It's wrong. Black people begin to hate the Black Power movement because the King said it's evil. When so many Black people did not agree with Martin Luther King, they didn't agree with being non-violent in the face of violence. They believed in being able to defend yourself. They didn't call it violent to defend yourself. It's not violent to defend yourself. They came against Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King came against them. He told Black people the Black Power movement is evil. The Black Power movement is wrong. He spoke against Black Power. That's what Martin Luther King did. Can I prove it to you? It's right here. This man is called Adam Clayton Powell. Adam Clayton Powell was not in the truth. Adam Clayton Powell was so much better of an example than Martin Luther King. There's so many Black leaders out that were around before the UPK that if you want somebody to look up to, why not look up to Adam Clayton Powell? Can I give you one of the greatest Black Americans to ever live? A man from, I think, Virginia named Nat Turner. What a great American. Give Nat Turner a hand. Nat Turner was a freedom fighter. He was fighting an unjust and illegal law. He was a freedom fighter. He was a great American, Nat Turner. No monuments to him, no holidays to him. Does Adam Clayton Powell Jr. have a holiday? Let's see what he had to say about Martin Luther King. You have to listen so carefully, especially, what's that man's name in the chat? I forget his name. Pete Rose. Off of TikTok. Martin Luther King Jr. That's what that is. Thank Martin Luther King Jr. for getting us kicked off of TikTok tonight. Pete Rose, if you're listening out there, listen carefully. There are no holidays for Adam Clayton Powell Jr., but you have to listen so carefully to this, especially if you're a Christian, because it's going to go over your head. This man was living at the exact same time as Martin Luther King Jr. His name is Adam Clayton Powell Jr. He at this time is the leader of the largest black church in Harlem. And Harlem had a ton of people. I'm talking thousands upon thousands of people. He was the leader of the the Ethiopians? What's the old name for Ethiopians? Abyssinian. He is the leader of the Abyssinian Baptist Church in Harlem. I'm talking 50,000 people he has in this church. He lives at the same time as Martin Luther King. This is what he had to say about Martin Luther King. Listen carefully, Christians. Go. Please, vent out your face,
going through an agonizing reappraisal. He doesn't belong.
I'm sorry. I'm out of. Can I pause you? Can I pause you? I'm out of sequence here. Martin Luther King got a ton of money from white people. After he got that money, and after he against the Black Power movement, Martin Luther King began to realize that he was wrong. You gotta give me that first. When Martin Luther King says, I fear that I have integrated my people into a burning house. He said, I've lost the enthusiasm of the past. Once Martin Luther King, after he did the white man's work, after he crushed the Black Power movement, after he took money for himself instead of getting money for black people, he began to realize that I've been suckered, I've been hustled, I've been naive. And Martin Luther King spoke against the I Have a Dream speech. He spoke against it because he didn't begin to realize that he was a fool, just like a ton of your old grandmothers and your Democrats and your black leaders. They were fooled. Martin Luther King began to realize he was a fool. Please.
I must confess that that dream that I had that day has once turned into a nightmare. Now I'm not one to lose hope. I keep on hoping. I still have faith in the future. But I've had to analyze many things over the last few years, and I'm still the last few months. I've gone through a lot of soul searching and agonizing moments. And I've come to see that we have many more difficult days ahead, and some of the old optimism was a little superficial, and now it must be tempered with a solid realism.
Thank you, Martin. Pause it. Thank you, Martin. You have built your entire belief system over a man that admitted he was wrong. Your entire idea is based off of him. Your idea of God comes from him. I'm going to show you that if I have time in 1 second. He said he was wrong for doing it. Now, Adam Clayton Jr. is going to comment on this comment that he made. He came out on TV and he said, I believe that I was wrong about what I said. The old optimism is gone. I integrated my people into a burning house. I was wrong. That's another quote from Martin Luther King. So Adam Clayton Powell is going to comment on that and on Black Power. Play it.
Martin Luther King is going through an agonizing reappraisal. He doesn't belong to the decadent, aristocratic colonials of the civil rights movement.
Pause. Martin Luther King is going through an agonizing reappraisal. Who knows what reappraisal means, that word? Do you know? Do you have enough glossary in your mind? Please. Go ahead.
Is it the same thing for houses? It's like where you reevaluate the value of the house?
Reevaluate. See, Martin Luther King had an appraisal of America that said black boys and white girls can hold hand in hand and get free at last, free at last. Then he said, wait a minute, I might be full of shit. Hold Hold up now. I fear that might not be true. I might be wrong. You heard him say it. And then they're asking Adam Clayton Powell, what's happening with Martin Luther King? He seems like he's not the same I Have a Dream speaker. Well, Martin Luther King is going through an agonizing reappraisal. He's rethinking his thoughts. Why haven't you rethought Martin Luther King? Martin Luther King rethought himself. He had a change of mind about his nonsense. You have kept it. Martin Luther King is going through an agonizing reappraisal. Keep going.
Get into aristocratic allies and call names, but the names are obvious.
Stop. I missed this part. He said he's not.
Has done a young job.
Oh.
He's got the guts to keep on doing it.
He said Martin Luther King has not been accepted by the decadent civil rights movement. Who knows what the decadent means? You know? Jay-Z is decadent. Snoop Dogg, who made his whole life about smoking weed. And Rick Ross, which makes his life about eating chicken wings. And that's decadent. The Christian church is decadent. They're lustful. Lustful. Martin Luther King began to be not accepted by those lustful civil rights leaders because he wasn't sharing the money with them that he was getting. Play it from the top and I'll stop past this. Go ahead.
Martin Luther King is going through an agonizing reappraisal. He doesn't belong to the decadent, aristocratic, colonial civil rights.
I gotta stop you again because that's so heavy. Decadent, aristocratic, colonialist of the civil rights movement. What does it mean to be decadent, lustful? What does it mean to be colonialist? Who wants to break that down for me? A colonialist, they had a word for that in that Black Panther movie y'all worshiped. What's the word? Colonizer. A colonialist is a colonizer of the civil rights movement. What are they telling you about? What is he telling you in the 1960s about the civil rights movement? That the civil rights movement was decadent and it was I forgot. What does it mean to be an aristocrat? Meaning I am the son of the Reverend Dr. Martin something, like Umar Johnson. Umar Johnson loves to say, I'm the great grandson of the Honorable Frederick Douglass. And my great grandmother was a Sarah Sojourner Truth. And all of my family has been rich and powerful. So those are the aristocrats. You know, your granddaddy was Benjamin Banneker, whoever the hell you worship. Those are the aristocrats. My great grandfather was Booker T. Washington. They were decadent, aristocratic, and what else were they? Colonial. They were colonialists. What is a colonialist? It is a colonizer. What is a colonizer? A white man who leaves Europe and can conquer the world. The civil rights movement believed in white people ruling black people. He said it right here, not Commander General Yana. This is before the truth existed. He's calling the civil rights movement decadent, aristocratic, and colonialists. Keep going.
Then the aristocratic allies call names, but the names are obvious. Martin Luther King has done a young job. He's got the guts to keep on doing it. And once he knows what black power really means, he doesn't know what it means. What does it mean? It means dignity.
Pause. Martin Luther King does not know what black power means. Why? Because he was telling black people, don't be into black power. Black power is wrong. You shouldn't have power. You should hate black power. That is what Martin Luther King was saying. And so he's saying, Adam Clayton Powell Jr. is saying, once Martin Luther King Jr. learns what black power means, then he'll be all right. He's trying to get black people money. He's doing a yeoman's job. The yeoman is a sailor. He's doing a good job. Once he learns what black power means, he'll be better off. What does it mean? Now play.
Violence. It means integrity. It doesn't mean anti-white. It means pride in being black. It means you're willing to cooperate with your white brother and sister if they're going to cooperate with you in terms of giving you the same things that they have. That's what it means. But you suggest that you might be going through an agonizing appraisal of winding up where? Third phase of Black Revolution.
Come on.
And does that
Stop right there. He's saying, listen, if Martin Luther King keeps changing, if he keeps reappraising himself, he'll end up in the third phase of Black Revolution. That's the final phase. Understand what that is in a minute. I think most of you already understand what that. You see, even Black Power at the time, the UPK didn't exist. But they knew that there was a march forward in Black Power, where right now, Black people are learning to love themselves. They were coming out of slavery. Their mothers were slaves. Their mother was a slave. Their grandmother a slave. They had to just learn that Black was beautiful, that they weren't ugly, that they had value. But then the third phase they were waiting for is when they could finally rule the world. Which I'm going to teach you tonight is that the Israelite School of UPK is the third phase of the Black Power movement. What we're doing in here, Rakataya Hawaii Yawashai. What we're doing in here is what Adam Clayton Powell could not do. But he knew one day if we came together, we could do this. What Adam Clayton Powell Jr. and the other Black Power revolutionaries didn't have, they did not know how to get the Most High God on their side. They didn't know how to get Lord, the Most High's help. They didn't know how to make this happen. If thou wilt serve me and obey my commandments, I will become an enemy to thy enemies. I will become an adversary to thy adversaries. They didn't know how to win this war. Winning this war means obeying God, because then God destroys your enemies. Play.
Concert.
Aside his principles of nonviolence, none of us can cast them aside. I don't think it's going to be cast either. This means that we have cast aside that we're not going to let nonviolence go all the way. That nonviolence comes to the point of violence. We're going to be violence for our manhood.
When it comes to violence, we are going to meet violence with violence. Why? Who heard him? Who heard what he said? I online to type this into the chat, because I know nobody knows what in the hell I'm talking about. There's times when I teach out, and I know I should just stop, because I know you don't know what the hell I'm saying. Not hearing the truth, but I know no one else understands this, because this is, you have to break through so much layers of slavery to get this. Layers of it. What religion is he, Adam Clayton Powell Jr.? He's a Christian. He's not in the UPK. He's not an Israelite. He's a Christian. And he's saying, we're going to meet violence with violence for our manhood. For our manhood. Play.
We're going to meet violence with violence for our manhood. But still not because of Black Power, for our manhood. So,
what do we believe when it comes to violence? Do we go out and murder people? No. Do we assault people? No. Do we believe in defending ourselves? Yes. Why are we a hate group today and he wasn't? We believe that. That is One West doctrine. We, please understand, in the UPK, we are taught and trained to answer a threat of violence. If you attempt to commit an act of violence against us or someone we love, we will absolutely harm you. We're going to do it. We train our men every Sunday to do it.
That's right.
We all have guns if we can legally have one. A lot of them. Why? Why? Someone online. Why? Someone not in the UPK. Break through it. Free yourself. Why do we train every Sunday to take life? Why do we have guns legally? Why will we never allow someone to bite our daughters with German Shepherds? Why don't we march? Why don't we march? Why? Anyone online? I can only give you one shot. Then I got to give the officers a shot. Let's give the sister a shot. Do you know, sister? Do you know the reason why we are like this? Give her a hand. Let her say it. Let her say it. That's right. Give her a hand. Did anyone say that Adam Clayton Powell was in a hate group? No one. Give me the other video of Adam Clayton Powell. See, no one said he was in a hate group. No one said he was not a Christian. We believe in Jesus. Commanding General Yohana believes in his Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Are we not Christian because we know he's black and because he hates white people? I'm sorry. What'd you say? Come. Play this last video. Can you get hate and anger?
I went to St. Louis, Missouri the other day. Had Black Panthers from all over the country. No one knew about it at all. They had machine guns, recoilless rifles, grease guns, Lugers, 25 of them, all armed. And the chief of police met me at the airport when I arrived, and they were there, right there at the steps. He said, "You were violating the law." "Yeah, we're violating the law." He said, "We're tired of our white and black leaders, Jackie and Martin and Bobby, being killed. We're going to protect this man while he's dead." And they didn't arrest one of them. Because they said if you arrest one, then someone's going to die, because we are ready to kill.
Stop, you guys. What religion is he an Israelite? Huh? He's not an Israelite. He's a Christian of the 60s. That's all. Christian before Martin Luther King became a god. He's a Christian of the Abyssinian Baptist Church. Christian before Martin Luther King became a god. Continue.
Black dignity. Just as surely as you're proud to be white, we're proud to be black. Black is beautiful, baby.
Come on.
It's pretty. I always say to my brothers, I say, "Baby, don't worry about the white chicks. We got everything from chalk to charcoal in our own race."
Stop.
You see?
Now stop. I know you cannot understand this. This is a black Christian of the 1960s. He's saying, I always tell the brothers, don't worry about the whites. We have everything from chalk to charcoal in our own race. Play it again, and then I'm going to ask you what he's trying to say. And maybe you'll get free. Maybe you'll see what real black Christians believed before Martin Luther King became the thing that we all have to worship and be like. Play it one more time.
My brothers, I say, "Baby, don't worry about the white chicks. We got." I always say to my brothers, I say, "Baby, don't worry about the white chicks. We got everything from chalk to charcoal in our own race." You see? Black is beautiful.
Stop.
Black is beautiful.
What is he saying? Give it a microphone. Just tell me what he's saying. What is hallelujah? What is the black church saying? So what does he mean when he says don't worry about the white chicks?
That we have our
What does he mean by don't worry about the white chicks? You got to get free. It's right in front of you. Don't worry about the white chicks. We have everything from chalk to charcoal in our own race. So don't worry about the white chicks. That's Christian dogma from the early 60s. Black Christians. Don't worry about the white chicks. We have everything from chalk to charcoal in our own race. What is he coming against? What is he against? What does he not want you to do as a Christian? Give him the microphone, hurry. Whoever has it, whoever give it him, go. He is against interracial dating in the black church. What happened? Why are we a hate group? Because we tell you don't have sex with a woman outside your race. Now we're a hate group. He wasn't. He was a preacher in Harlem at a Christian church. Martin Luther King is the reason that the way we think is considered evil. Him, fast, you die, give me anger. Anger. Martin Luther King is the reason that we are considered evil. When we are teaching the exact same thing that black churches taught before Martin Luther King began to be the only voice that you could listen to. Before him, the black church told you, don't worry about white women. That's what the black church said. You got Puerto Ricans, you got Dominicans, you got light-skinned black women who are Hispanic, you have dark-skinned black women. Why are you dealing with the white chicks? That was Christian dogma, Christian religion. Now we're a hate group for saying the same thing. Let me tell you something else. Have you ever felt anger? Let me hear anger.
Anger is just an emotion.
I looked up today in the gym. I looked this up. I asked Alexa, let me do this. Alexa, is it illegal in America to be angry?
I don't have an answer.
This motherfucker here hate to tell the truth. Read it in your Google.
Anger is just an emotion. Their actions, while angry, could be illegal, but those actions would be illegal even in the absence of anger.
I asked my phone, is it wrong to be angry? Because Lord knows I have learned my entire life. The UPK is angry. Why are y'all so angry? Why not? Why can't we be angry? Let me tell you something. I'm angry at least once a day. At least once. Why aren't you? Why can't I be angry? Guess what else? At least once a day, I want to have sex with a woman. At least once a day, a woman is getting on my effing nerves. Why is either one wrong? I'm happy once a day. I'm angry once a day. I'm sad virtually never. But if you're sad, that's not wrong. In black culture, it's wrong to be angry. It's not wrong in white culture. Donald Trump just won the White House because he was angry. He won. But among black people, we're not allowed to be angry. Black people go their whole lives. If you say, are you angry? Oh, no, I'm not angry. I'm angry. Why can't I be angry? The Bible says, be angry and sin not. That's in the Bible. Why do we think anger is wrong? Martin Luther King. And because the UPK speaks so angrily, we're a hate group. Alexa, is it illegal to hate in America? I figure you turn off on that one, bitch. Yediah, is it illegal to hate in America?
No.
Is it illegal? I typed this in my phone. Is it illegal to hate? Go.
No. Simply feeling hatred for someone is not considered a crime in the United States.
Why then have I had to go my entire life making sure I never feel hate? I hate someone once a day, every day. Every day I hate somebody. I don't hurt anybody, but I hate someone every day. There is a hatred that is so pure and built in love. In the Israelite school of UPK, our sword heals. Do you understand? Our sword heals. Our hatred is out of love. And we absolutely hate our oppressor. We hate him. Why can't we? Why can't we? Adam Clayton Powell could. The reason that you feel that we're a hate group is because of Martin Luther King. You remember when Botham Jean at the trial, you died? I can't pull this. I gotta go. We have to go. I will do this upstairs, maybe. Lord allow. With that, let's pass the class over to Police Officer Muthumia.
How am I?